Wouldn't it be awesome if somebody could just tell you where this whole online business thing is heading in the future? Well, guess what? We've been getting it right around here for about 15 years. We have some pretty good ideas about what's coming next. Stick around for a chat between Jim and his coaching program director, Mr. Nathan Bailey. This episode is packed with good stuff. And now, here's your host, Jim Cockrum.
Hey, thanks, Sam. Thank you so much as well, listener, joining us. Thank you for joining us again for another episode of Silent Sales Machine Radio. I'm your host, Jim Cockrum, and I love doing this. This is so much fun. And today, we have a guest that I've mentioned to you a couple times before on previous episodes, but he hasn't actually joined us in studio yet for an interview. And that is, of course, my partner, Nathan Bailey. He runs our coaching program. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, Jim. I'm excited to be a part of this podcast thing, man. I can't believe, how well it's doing.
Man, same here. We didn't anticipate this. We thought, maybe 6 months, 8 months from now, let's see if this thing takes off. Will people like it or not? I'm overwhelmed, blown away by the response that we've gotten. So we're up there with the big boys. We were talking just a few days ago, how we're up in the top 10, top 20 business podcasts on a regular basis now when we launch shows. So thank you, listener. You guys are making that happen, spreading word of mouth way faster than we ever anticipated, which is so cool. But let's dive into some great content. Of course, the topic today, you read in the title, it's going to be talking about the future of e-commerce. But before we get into that, I want to let you know who this guy is that's on the line with me. And just to make it relevant right out of the gate, here's something that I think that Nathan and I have done. We've been working together well over a decade now. And actually, I fired the first 4 guys that came in his position, and I fired them fast. And I gave Nathan, I had you nervous. How long did I have you nervous, buddy, when I brought you on board? How many months was it where you were wondering if you'd still have a job next week?
Oh, I was gonna say years.
Right. I mean,
so we're going on our 14th year of being partners and working together.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe the first 5 years, I think we're both very cautious because there is a lot of stuff out there that can make you spin your wheels and waste your time. And I'm proud to be, part of what we teach with you is everything we teach is tested and proven and works. And, right. That's what I love to do is I love to dive in and prove it and learn it and do it. I'm a sponge for this kind of information. I've been doing it for a long time since I built my first website in 1995.
Yeah. I mean, we've both been doing this since the early 90s, goofing around on the internet. But, the metric that sets us apart from everyone else in the industry is we measure our success very simply in success stories. If you're going to be so brash as to get out there and say, hey, I can teach you how to build a business on the internet, well, you know what? You better deliver. And I mentioned firing some other coaching directors when we started trying to offer coaching and going down that road. And I told them, I don't care about conversion rates. If I send you 100 leads, I don't care how many people you turn into coaching students. That's completely irrelevant to me. What I do care about is our results, our coaching students having success. And is the sales process leaving them better than we found them? Those are the only 2 metrics I cared about. And to this day, we talk about it all the time. We've never discussed our conversion ratios and how many people are coming through when it comes to coaching, because it's a very intimate thing that we're getting into. It's a lifelong agreement. We're saying we're going to work with you until you succeed, and we're going to be here for you after that. And many of these great people, we've coached over 1,000 people now, Nathan, and many of them have gone on to be our best coaches, our presenters on stage. I mean, this is a lifelong commitment that we make. So thank you for understanding that vision early on. And you told me, I remember you said when we first met, I'm going to make this work. I'm the guy that you're going to stick with. And I thought, yeah, right. The last 3 guys said the same thing. But you got it. You understood the vision that I want to be doing this 10, 20, 30 years from now. This is what I was made for. And it's been a lifetime mission for you as well. And the ripple effects have it's undeniable now. And it's really cool to be able to sit here with you, Nathan, and say to the world, to everyone listening, check our reputation out. You don't have to listen to another word that Nathan or I say today. Just go do your research. And with tens of thousands, actually hundreds of thousands of buying customers now who have bought either a course or training or coaching or something from us, go try to find some people who have spent money with us and came back and said, that was a waste of time, waste of money. You just can't find them. They're just not out there. I'm like 1 or 2 maybe in the last 15 years. Come on.
I don't think even one or two, really. I mean, if you followed through on exactly what we teach you and you didn't get results, you didn't do it. Then that's the key, is if you follow through on exactly what we teach you, you're going to get results. I mean, I have so many people that I've worked with over the years that they've been with the right mentor. They've been with the right person that actually cares about their success rather than just going through the motion. Not just a coach that just coaches for a living, but they actually do the business full time. They run their, I mean, that's the criteria for being a coach working with us, is you have to run this business full time. You can't be a guy that does this on the side or whatever. You have to be a professional online seller.
Right. And it's a side gig to coach with us. It's got to be a little side gig.
Leaders create leaders, Jim, and that's what's happened. Your leadership that you've passed on to me, and that I passed on to others, that pass on to clients, and clients become partners with us, right? They become our partners in business. I have tons of clients and tons of success stories there. But then,
like Brett. I mean, not to get you off track, but I mean, he was a dude who came into our community with $400 in the bank and a wife saying, "This is your last chance, buddy."
And then it becomes a family situation.
It's practically family. I'm going to be staying at his house here, in a few weeks, and we're hanging out and talking ideas, and he's got an 8-figure business and 100 people on his team. And we're shaping how e-commerce is taught effectively to serious entrepreneurs. So it has a very family feel. That's what our live events end up feeling like. You're the one that coined the term. It's like, you captured it best. You said, it's one of the only business events you'll ever attend where you're more likely to get a hug than a handshake. It's like, it has become a real community, very supportive, positive community. So, and you've been a big part of helping make that happen. So thanks, dude. You've done great work, man.
And the opportunity for me to work with you has been such an honor, man. I won't mention names, but I've worked for the so-called big boys, you know what I mean, of marketing out there that have multi-million-dollar enterprises, teaching this kind of stuff. And none of them, I feel, have the brain power that you do, or the culture. You have a culture for people, Jim. It's not about money is like third, fourth, fifth. I mean, I love that it's God. And then it's people in your family, right? And then money's down the line. And that's been our mission. It's been more of a building the kingdom, or part of our mission at doing this, as opposed to like, hey, let's work together and get rich. It's never been about the money. And that's why I love working with you, man.
We both know that, if you help enough people get what they want, the money won't be an issue. So we don't even worry about that. That just happens. The money really does just kind of happen. Opportunities, I'll have clients call me out of the blue, want to pay me $1,000 an hour because they know I've got the connections and the resources and the information. Those clients just come to us now because the story resonates. So we could go back and forth like this. I want to make sure we're providing a ton of content because remember, the topic today is the future of e-commerce. And you and I have coached between us way over 1,000 people now. And just so many success stories. We're having these great events, and our community is just rabid. The Facebook group, we get in there and, we'll make a video and 7,000-8,000 people will watch it and get excited and leave comments and encourage each other. It's just an awesome time. But one of the roles we have as leaders in this industry is kind of looking out 6 months, a year, 5 years. And I don't worry a whole lot about those things. I don't spend sleepless nights thinking about them, but where is all of this going? And to be real specific, we'll have some people who are nervous, like, oh, I'm hearing about Amazon account suspensions, or wow, there's not as much traffic on eBay as there used to be. Is there still something there? Or, what ways can I sell physical product besides, let's say I'm just on Amazon, which is a lot of our audience. And we love Amazon. We've created so many Amazon success stories. I've got a big Amazon business that my mom runs for me, and we're having a tremendous Q4. I know you're boxing and shipping products yourself like mad with you and your team, and you're into some very incredible niche markets with Amazon and eBay and other platforms. But sometimes this whole online biz arena gives off a vibe of, it's kind of temporary. I heard this guy lost his whole business and had to go back and do something else. Is this stable ground? I get that kind of question. Like, can I really build a career and, bank my family's future on this online business thing? Where's all this going? So I want to spend some time digging into that. And you and I didn't do necessarily a whole lot of preparation for this. This is going to be just real genuine off the cuff. What comes to mind when I say that? Throw in some success stories that we're seeing maybe. But here's the thing. One thing I want to throw out there, and this is the last thing talking about what we've built so far, and we'll move into content. I'm pretty sure that you and I and our partner Brett, what we've built here has changed this industry. And what I mean by that is there's a standard that's been established here where I was just recording another podcast episode recently, and I laid down what I think is a strong gauntlet for the whole industry. And let me just speak to you if you're listening to this right now. Before you ever buy another course, invest in an expert, spend money learning how to grow a business online, the big question you must ask yourself before you even consider it is this guy's community out there somewhere that I can go see it? So if the guy's brand new, he doesn't have a community yet, don't buy his course, period. Just don't do it. Now let's say the expert, guy or girl, whoever it is, has been doing this a while. Well, they should have a community then. They should have a place that you can go and you can see all their excited fans and followers and success stories hanging out, encouraging each other. And if they don't have that, don't buy their course. We have that. Very few experts in this industry actually have that. So take your time. Check us out. Get into our community. Go hang out with all these great people that we're talking about. We're not making this stuff up. That's our Facebook group. We'll have it in the show notes. Go to silentjim.com, see the show notes for any show. But you can see a link right to our Facebook group. Join us. So you don't have to rely on what Nathan and I are saying and how great we think all this is. Go check out our community, please. I compel you to go do that before you check anyone out online and consider buying their course. So is that good stuff, Nathan? What do you think?
Absolutely. Everything that you've come out with, Jim, that I've learned from you is usually like 2 to 3 years ahead of anybody else out there that's talking about ideas and concepts and different things. I think that you don't want to go out there and follow 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 different experts, because I see a big problem with that. A lot of people are getting shiny object syndrome, or they're getting distracted instead of focusing on what they should be doing to build their business specifically.
Yep. Well, man, so many people come to us and they've been burned 2, 3, 4, 5 times, and they show up with their arms crossed and this little look on their face saying, "You're just going to burn me, aren't you?" We deal with a lot of people who are in that condition. So we almost have to undo a lot of the stuff that's been done to them before we even earn the right to present some of the great ideas we have. And we didn't invent how to do business the right way. I've made this very clear, several episodes. We're both Christians. We both believe the Bible is the greatest business book ever written. And we're just trying to say, hey, in this age of internet opportunity, how do these timeless business principles work? And when you start with that as your premise, it opens up a whole new world, and you can instantly write off some of the silly ideas that come down the pike. And one of the best skills you can have that will protect you no matter where business goes in the future on the internet is having a great filter that you can recognize. Like one of the episodes, I don't know if you've heard it yet or not, Nathan, where I talked about a great way to analyze a business opportunity when it comes at you, distinguishing between good ideas and right ideas. I talk in the Silent Sales Machine book about that. But specifically, if I go into this business, if I try this strategy, if I go down this road with this new idea, does it enhance and improve the relationships that I have with the people closest to me and potentially with others, that I'll build meaningful relationships with them? Or does it hurt those things potentially? Or am I uncertain about that? That's a great filter. Like, will I be proud to talk about this at Thanksgiving dinner with my family and with people who know what I'm all about, with my closest business partners? Will they say, man, yeah, that is the next right step for you. That is you, dude. Or will they say, what planet are you coming from with this new idea? Right? So is it in your wheelhouse? Does it enhance the relationships you already have and improve your future relationships? And these aren't things I came up with. This is biblical truth. This is Sunday school stuff. This is Bible 101 stuff applied to the most powerful technology business has ever seen, the internet. So when you mesh those two worlds together, man, it opens up a whole world of opportunity. And it allows you to start to look like you're really smart when all you're doing is just kind of looking at 1 + 1 = 2 over and over again. I mean, it's common sense after a while. But to those who've been drinking in some just really bad ideas, and like you called them, the shiny objects, the big launch stuff, and people have spent thousands of dollars unnecessarily, well, it can be a confusing territory. But we do like to simplify it down and let's talk about the future. Where's all this going, man? Is Amazon viable the next 5 years? What other options do you have if you're only doing Amazon? Let's get into some of that. What thoughts are coming to mind?
Jim, I see it all the time, and being on kind of the front lines of this, of just following the technology avidly, there are a lot of new things that are coming out and strategies that I'm implementing. Here's one, and here's some, really good, let's get down to brass tacks